story about under false names. Part 1. The whisper in the stacks. The distant wail of sirens echoed through the cavernous library halls. A single flickering lamp cast long, tremulous shadows across the rows of ancient tomes. Eva Marlowe crouched behind a mahogany reading table, her breath coming in shallow gasps, each ragged inhale making her chest ache. Her heart pounded like a war drum against her ribs. Moments earlier, she had been performing her nightly closing duties, locking display cases, extinguishing lamps, when a sudden clang had shattered the stillness. Responding to the sound, she discovered a small child, no older than 6, hiding among the stacks, tears carving tracks down tiny cheeks. The child's trembling fingers clutched a tattered stuffed rabbit, ears frayed from constant hugging. Eva knelt beside the child, gently placing her hand on the little girl's shoulder. "It's all right," she whispered. "I'm here to help." The girl's wide eyes glittered with terror. She opened her mouth to speak, but only managed a hoarse whisper, "Jacob Marlowe." The words hit Eva like a physical blow. Jacob Marlowe, her former partner, her mentor, and the man she believed was long dead. The sirens grew louder. Eva's chest tightened, not just from the exertion of hiding, but from the twist of guilt that knotted her heart. Jacob had disappeared the night she chose her sister over him, triggering a chain of events that forced Eva to assume a new identity. Eva's mind raced back to that night, 10 years ago. She'd stood in an alley drenched in rain, the neon lights of the city's underbelly painting everything in garish streaks of red and green. Jacob had looked at her with eyes so full of betrayal she had to look away. Her sister, Lily, was bleeding on the pavement, and Eva knew Jacob would arrest Lily for her involvement with the mob. To save her sister, Eva had staged her own betrayal, swapping Lily's injured form with the evidence that linked Jacob's boss to a murder. Lily escaped, Jacob took the fall. And then Jacob vanished. The memory snapped back. Real-life sirens announced the approach of the city police. A masked figure stepped into the dim light beyond the table. Tall, broad-shouldered, impossible to conceal identity. Yet Eva recognized the gait, the outline of the tailored coat. It had to be him. She froze. The child whimpered at her side, clutching tighter to her rabbit. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. On instinct, Eva grabbed the child and slipped through a narrow passage between the shelves, entering a hidden corridor known only to her and a handful of head librarians. As they crept along, the child whispered again, "He's here." Eva's blood ran cold. Eva leaned back against the rough stone wall, pressing a hand against the child's mouth to muffle her sobs. The rabbit's frayed ears tickled the floor as she held the girl close. Her fingers trembled around the child's small wrist, evidence that the past wasn't done with her. Jacob Marlowe's name on the child's lips was more than coincidence, it was a summons. Somewhere ahead, the masked figure paused at a T-junction in the corridor, then turned, scanning the vault-like doors that sealed the library's restricted archive. Eva's lungs burned with the need for air. She needed to get to safety. She needed answers. Personal dilemma. If she risked opening the heavy oak door to the archive, guards in the main hall might discover them. If she stayed hidden, the child could panic and reveal their location. She swallowed. "Stay quiet," she murmured. "I promise. I'll keep you safe." The corridor light flickered. Then silence. A soft click rang out as the door behind them began to open. The masked figure spoke, voice muffled. "Jacob? Is that you?" Eva's blood froze.